All right, let's shift gears over to the Redlegs. I continue to be very surprised. I mean, there's a part of me that understands why they're not getting a little more love from the guys in Vegas talking about the Reds as far as their over-under win total. Now, look, those guys miss. I mean, they're not perfect, although historically speaking, they're pretty good. That's why they have these buildings that cost billions of dollars, and they continue to build them right there on the Strip of Vegas, right? I think they know what they're doing. But they've been wrong before. And they were wrong about a lot of teams last year. But with the offseason the Reds have had this year, I'm a little surprised they're still sitting in that 80 to 81, 82 range as far as wins are concerned. Are you?
So I'm at 86 wins with them right now. So, yeah, I'd have them higher. I obviously don't know how this Vegas stuff works, but here's my theory. Look at the rest of the division. I would say you have some bigger, more established players on 3 other teams in the division. You have Swanson and a very experienced Cubs lineup. Steele, who was a Cy Young candidate last year. The Brewers, Adames, Contreras, Burns. They have a Chirino, a top prospect as well. The Cardinals, Goldschmidt and Arenado, one of the best 1-2 punches in the National League. The Reds obviously have less of a track record, less on paper, less counting stats, because it's such a team, or it's a team that is so reliant on young talent. Now, I'm very high on a lot of that young talent. I think Matt McClain and De La Cruz and Marte and Green and Lodolo and Connor Phillips and guys like that can become these types of players who are perennial, this doesn't exist, but first team all NL Central type players. I think they're on that track. They're not there yet. I would say there are more experienced first team all NL Central players on, these other teams except the Pirates. And that's probably a big reason why Vegas is higher on them.
I was stunned the Pirates in the most recent over-under I saw. The Pirates, and Reed has talked about them before and some of the talent they have, that they're only 2 wins behind the Reds.
I'm worried about the Pirates this year. The Pirates were, the Reds struggled a lot, especially early in the year against the Pirates because they play Pirates baseball. We all know what that means. I'm very concerned about their pitching depth. How worried were we at the start of the offseason about the Reds' pitching depth? And they went out all right. They got Montas, they got Martinez, they got Pagan, they got Suter. The Pirates added worse versions of all of those pitchers. They got Martin Perez, they got Bailey Falter. I think they got him in the middle of last year. They got one other guy like that to address their rotation. They added hopefully 5th starters to address their biggest weakness, and then they got Chapman to fix their bullpen. I'm not sure that solves the pitching depth problem they have. And then they don't have Green, Lodolo, and Ashcraft. They have Paul Skeens, but I wouldn't expect him at least until very late in the season. They don't have the top-line talent. They don't have the depth that the Reds have in their pitching staff, and they have some of the worst pitching depth, I think, in all of the National League.
All right, boys, bounce around. Zebra, we'll start with you. Anything for our good friend Charlie Goldsmith?
I just have one. I was going to say, Charlie, if you have to pick one of the rookies this year, one of the rookies on the Reds, that is, to either replicate or exceed what they did last season, who would you pick?
I think Matt McClain's really good. I'm picking McClain to be an all-star this year. I remember talking to a Reds coach and we're breaking down his game. It's he's just good at everything right now, and pitchers fear him and pick around him. Just such a polished player who, even when he was in high A playing in big league spring training games, just looked ready. I think he's that type of consistent guy who will continue to build on that.